Hey, my name is Christian Mena, and this is a video I created for my Catholic Mass and its music course project, This I Believe. I was born September 28, 1995, and I was raised in a Catholic household. I was baptized when I was 1 year old. I don't remember much from that day, but all I know is that I was baptized. Growing up, I remember going to church every Sunday. As a kid, I wasn't a fan of waking up early every Sunday morning at 7 a.m., but I mean, what kid is really? Especially after going to bed very late on Saturday nights. My mother didn't really care what time or if I even went to bed that day, but there I was at church and, of course, well dressed. My experience with church and liturgical music was much different from your average person. I used to attend a church called Our Lady of Loretto. They would have Mass in Spanish in the morning and Mass in English in the afternoon. Everything was different. The energy at church was on a different level. The participation level was higher than your average Mass. My brothers and I had no way of getting around it. As much as we didn't want to participate, my mother wouldn't yell or tell us to sing, but she would just sing to us and we would just join her. They had a whole band and choir. It was like a mini concert. This was one experience that I had growing up with liturgical music and my community. I had a different experience when I entered middle school. I went to a private middle school called the De La Salle School where I began to attend English Mass every Friday. This was a completely different atmosphere. It was a boring, and I caught up on sleep for the many times that I couldn't as a kid. But it was just a different vibe. The music was very minimal, but it was nothing special. It was more like the priest was singing and everyone would follow along. And by everyone, I would say only the teachers and some of the older people from the community. It was similar to the people who attended Corpus Christi. My mother passed away when I was 14. I was entering the 8th grade, and it was just a difficult moment in my life. Everything changed. Our daily routine of attending Mass on Sunday began to become less and less until not going to church at one point. As a family, we would just attend Mass when it was a special holiday, like Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. Before taking this class, I really didn't put much focus on the actual Mass and definitely not focusing on the liturgical music. Taking this course, Catholic Mass and its music, has definitely taught me a lot about liturgical music. Even though it gets boring sometimes, I still learned a lot. I believe that the only reason why people don't put much effort into liturgical music may have to do with how the parish presents its music to the people during Mass. Do it better than others, but it's definitely a factor to take into consideration. And I believe that if the presentation of liturgical music could be improved, then the participation level would be higher. One example would definitely be my experience at Fordham University. The music was just beautiful. The collaboration of the organ and the cantor at the Mass was just amazing. Not saying that Corpus Christi was not a good experience, but the fact that they had the choir secluded was just different. You can tell that the cantor was the one who stood out the most, which takes away and maybe scares people to join in because he was so good. Maybe there can be a balance where everyone can feel free to join in, or even if they weren't hiding, then maybe people would feel the need to join in because it would be like a chain reaction. Maybe that's my personal point of view, because if I have someone in front of me singing, then I would most likely feel like I need to sing compared to someone hiding, and I'm just like, okay, they can't see me, so I don't have to participate. Maybe that sounds like a me problem, but that's just my opinion. Mass is supposed to be a place where everyone comes together and express their love for God. One thing I can take from this class would definitely be something I've never really paid attention to, and that is the whole purpose of Mass and community. Every Mass is presented to the people based on its community and the many different types of music each Mass presents. And no matter how different the Masses are, they all share one purpose, and that is the purpose to express our love with so many different people in our community and culture as a whole united. Gospel music really expresses a perfect example of culture, unity, and community. Gospel music keeps a sacred message from the original liturgical music, but it expresses its meaning in a more passionate way. I believe culture influences us as a whole every day, and as long as we accept this, then we are all united as well. And when we have culture-infused music in our masses, then we are all happy and participating in showing love for God and one another. This I believe.